I'm Joe Rogel, Coordinator of Youth Action for Prevention, the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute's youth-focused FASD prevention program. FASD, fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, is a range of disabilities that can occur when a mother drinks alcohol during her pregnancy. Hammered, a sober look at youth and alcohol, is a Photovoice project that was created by a diverse group of Saskatchewan youth. Hammered brought together young people from across the province to discuss the impacts that alcohol has in their communities. Photovoice is a technique that gives a voice to people whose voices are often unheard or ignored. Using their own photographs and words, participants are able to share their experiences, thoughts, and perspectives on the issues that matter to them. For this project, we looked at how alcohol affects our families, friends, communities, and ourselves. We started with basic photography skills and learned the importance of having proper permission to take someone's photo and share it with others. Youth return to their communities with cameras, journals, and permission forms to capture the impacts of alcohol they see. After a month of taking photographs, we came back together to sort through hundreds of photos and write words to make the messages more clear. From there, the photos and words were brought together in several forms, including a booklet, a traveling exhibit, and now a digital version with audio. By sharing their experiences, participants hope to offer a look into the impacts of alcohol on youth as seen and experienced by the young people themselves. This Photovoice is not meant to express the experiences of all youth, but rather to share the specific experiences of a group of young people. Although several of these photos were staged, they represent the real experiences of young people. Alcohol touches on many sensitive issues, including violence, suicide, and death. If you feel uncomfortable or overwhelmed during or after the Photovoice, speak to someone who can support you, a counselor, teacher, relative, elder, or friend.
A lot of people drink in my town. Some of them end up in emergency because of accidents, suicides, or fights, all because of alcohol.
Lots of young people in my community drink and drive. I've known some people who got lucky and were able to walk away from their accident, yet others haven't been so lucky.
Did you know? Youth have varied levels of knowledge about the impacts of alcohol. Youth know that drinking and driving is dangerous, but spend little time considering other potential outcomes.
A lot of young teenagers where I come from, they all get drunk. Half the people are underage drinking. We have friends who are 19 and over, and they are the ones who buy us our alcohol.
Youth often use alcohol to escape painful troubles. Sometimes, alcohol use becomes an addiction and people can lose everything. Maybe the sign he's holding is really saying, "Help me," and not "money for food."
Did you know? Youth in Saskatchewan have the highest rate of alcohol dependence in Canada.
Most of the young people in my town drink alcohol. They can always get someone over 19 to buy for them.
Did you know? There are over 700 places around Saskatchewan to pick up alcohol. Did you know? 40 to 50% of pregnancies are unplanned.
Girls in my community start drinking at a young age. It's also common that they start having sex at a young age. Some also end up getting pregnant in the end. I know some 13-year-old girls who have done this in my town.
Did you know? When a pregnant woman drinks alcohol, her unborn baby is exposed to a dangerous substance that can cause fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, also known as FASD, a permanent disability that includes brain damage and birth defects.
Sometimes I stand alone, not knowing what is going to happen next. Am I going to pass out? Sometimes I wish I could have stayed home. What if I drink constantly and get brain damage? What if I don't drink as much? Then maybe I won't get into as much fights. What if?
Did you know? The frequency and amount that Canadian high school students drink has increased significantly since the 1990s.
I just think that most people like to go out and enjoy some social drinking. Some of the people shown are probably just underage. Who knows? That's so common these days. It looks like some people are having fun, very social, I guess. I like to go out and drink just because the majority of kids just can't wait for the week to go by and party on the weekend. It's just the thing to do these days.
Did you know? The top 3 reasons students at the University of Saskatchewan drink alcohol are to socialize, to relax, and to get drunk.
In your community, what do young people do to have fun?
I've had my friends tell me several times that if you haven't passed out from drinking, then you aren't having any fun at all. To me, that feels like the total opposite. You can still have fun without passing out. This means you're in control of your limits. I have had tons of friends waking up in bushes, bathtubs, and a lot of other strange places from drinking too much, and they always say, wow, that must have been an awesome party.
You can do extremely reckless things while drinking. Some things you do may affect your future. Not making wise decisions while drinking can have a big impact on yours and your family's lives.
Did you know? Binge drinking is considered 5 drinks or more for males and 4 drinks or more for females. Binge drinking is one of the most dangerous patterns of drinking.
What messages do youth get from their families about alcohol?
She's alone drinking, feeling sad and depressed. She's using alcohol to cover her feelings up. She doesn't know how she keeps making it worse by drinking every day.
Have you ever thought about your own drinking?
I have the rope, and it's ready to go. Drinking doesn't help me make a choice. It's hard to decide what I'm going to do till I think there's friends and family who want me here. So I drop bad habits, and I'm thankful for them being here.
Sometimes I have the rope around my neck, and I'm ready to go. As I stand on the chair, about to kick it from under me, and soberness wanders back, and I think, why am I doing this? Why must I let bad habits control me? So I take the rope off and watch the rope hang from the ceiling and think, maybe I'm just trying to hang my bad habits.
Most young people I know will drink and drive. They often convince themselves and everyone around them that they are able to drive. Drinking and wise choices don't always go together.
Here's a girl who's pondering if the choice to drink is her way of escaping the world she lives in. She wonders what the effects will be on herself and everyone that surrounds her.
Have you ever worried about a friend's drinking?
Some people will drink and drink until they are sick. They never know when to really stop. Once they're done puking their guts out, they go right back to where they started and do it all over again.
In your experience, do boys and girls drink differently?
Having a fun time enjoying yourself can quickly turn into not so fun and passing out times. So many people drink more than they can handle and end up puking, passing out, or doing stupid things that are out of character.
Young people I know get into fights while under the influence of alcohol. They might not fight under normal circumstances because they are friends. Emotions change when you drink alcohol, and small issues that could normally be shrugged off can turn into fights.
Some parents of teenagers don't allow them to drink alcohol, so the teenager has to hide the alcohol. Hiding the alcohol can lead to problems. Some people start to hide how much alcohol they are drinking. This can cause problems between them and their families and friends.
A lot of times, youth go out and drink, and people don't see how big an issue this is. Sometimes youth drink for fun. However, it may also be that they are depressed, and this is their way of dealing with it. We as a community fail to see the bigger picture and only look at the here and now.
Here's a teen who knows her drinking is getting out of control. She wants to get help, but she doesn't know who to turn to. Those whom she cared about the most have all left her because they all thought she had a drinking problem. She doesn't know what to do, so she ends up drinking more.
Do you know someone who has used alcohol to try coping with a bad situation?
The last thing you want to see when you're having a good night. Cops know kids are drinking underage and try to catch underage kids on their way to and from parties, like a game of hide and seek.
Most young people can drink alcohol and still be responsible. This couple is clearly having a good time, but they are not doing anything reckless or unsafe.
Did you know? Youth drink less frequently than adults. However, youth tend to drink more at each occasion.
What impact did alcohol have on your parents' and grandparents' generations?
A lot of people think that you have to mix drinking and driving together in order to have any fun. No one really thinks that they're putting themselves and others at risk when they're having fun. Instead of driving around in town, they go and cruise about on the back roads, hoping that they won't get caught. Once they're done their fun, they throw their empty bottles out of the window and into the ditches.
What would your photos look like? What photos would you include to help show people the impact alcohol has on youth in your community? Thank you to the young people who participated in the Youth Action for Prevention Photovoice project.